Detroit. Beautiful day. I feel like I haven't been in Detroit in the summer in a while. Each time we come, it's freezing outside, which is okay. It's still fun to walk around, but cool. We're American authors. We're from Brooklyn, New York.
What do you want to play?
We got a new album that just came out a couple weeks ago. You guys checked it out yet?
Yeah.
She hasn't. Well, now you know what you're going to do later today. You're here, you can get your card, you can download it, boom. And we're going to start off with the title track off this album. It's a song called What We Live For. Does anyone have any questions for us while we're here, hanging out? Yeah?
Why did you change the name of your band to American Authors? It was Blue Pages, right?
Yeah. When we were in college, we went under the name of Blue Pages there. It was just kind of, we just moved to New York from Boston, and it was, the music that we were making was so different from where we started, and we were just being influenced by so many new things that it's just time for a fresh start. Yeah, my man.
I don't know if you've said this in an interview anywhere, or any of you guys have, but were there any major influences when writing this new album?
Yeah, tons of influences when writing this album.
Like anything.
It was cool. It was really cool because aside from like the relationships that we've kind of built upon in Boston, the changes that have gone on since we started this journey, all that stuff, like the life influences. I think musically we've been influenced by so many of the changes in music in the past like 3 to 4 years, because as you know, sounds and music is changing so quickly nowadays that for us, what we're listening to now is really different from what we were listening to like 3 or 4 years ago. So, like a lot of like the Diplo and like Justin Bieber stuff, with like all the vocal chops and the vocal sampling was really inspiring to us for this album. Other stuff. The big changes.
Well, I mean, one thing we redid for this album, like, or we re-fell in love with piano.
Oh, okay.
Because you know how like we experiment with different instruments on the last album, which is how we even got banjo and like mandolin and all this stuff. But this album we really fell in love with the piano, and it's really interesting to like hear like a combination. Like we took a chance on a ballad this time around. It's like our first ballad called Replaced, and it's a combination of like this hip hop and, as funny as it sounds, Adele, you know, like, but like together, you know, like a Drake and Adele thing. You're like, wait, that, I don't even know how that works, but
Cool.
yeah.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Will you continue to do inspirational type of music, or you're going to away from that?
I continue to write however we feel each day.
Yeah, it's never really like something that, it's never like a conscious decision to be like, all right, let's write uplifting music. It's just, yeah, just like what James said, writing how we feel and just kind of what naturally comes out of us.
I mean, the band was actually formed on Uplift anyway, so kind of the songs we started to generate to begin with were hopeful because we were at a point in our life where we needed that. And I think that we'll still keep doing that in our own kind of way.
Cool. Yeah.
Briefly, can you tell us about the cycle of having an album, performing, touring, and then starting over? Is it cyclical, or are you always ready?
For us, we're always ready.
Okay.
We kind of don't stop, but we also don't really stop touring either.
Okay.
I know for a lot of people, you know, they tour for 6 months, then they chill for a little bit. They do an album in like 3 months, and then whatever. But for us, we kept touring. So with this album, we were doing like 3 shows a week, let's say. So it's kind of like we'd be home for like 3 or 4 days, then we'd tour for 3 or 4 days, and it would just kind of alternate. Which was, it was cool, and it was fun to do it. It was also a little frustrating sometimes, because you know, on some of those weeks, you really start getting into the groove of writing and recording, and then, you know, day 3 would come up and be like, we have to fly to Tennessee tomorrow and do some random show, you know, and it's like,
you have to play tomorrow.
yeah, that's actually where we're going tomorrow. First thing that came to mind. But you know what I mean? So that was a bit frustrating, but we love performing, we love writing, so I think we feel really fortunate and lucky that we kind of always get to be doing these things. And to this day, we're still writing. We just wrote a couple songs last week, and yeah, so we always have new material that we're working on.
I will say though that when our album just came out on the 1st, and I feel like once that album comes out, you just know in your head, you're like, okay, the next 2.5 to 3 years is just gonna be a blur.
Right. Which is nice.
Yeah.
It's nice now that the album is out, and now it's just like, all right,
Autopilot.
let's have fun, let's tour, and just really focus on, you know, our performing and meeting new people and making new friends.
Do you guys find inspiration from other artists or musicians or bands you guys derive from?
Yeah.
I think every artist of the history of humankind has done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how everybody pulls in, you know, stuff from there. A lot of people, and you create your own sound from that.
Some of the cool things about where we are right now is that we have a lot of friends that are also contemporaries in the music industry, so it's always fun to just kick it with them because they're just like us. And it's just like, cool, we love your music. And they're like, oh, cool, we love your music. And it's kind of like this thing where we share ideas, share other artists we like. So it's kind of all just flowing
Yeah,
through
it's
itself.
super interesting to play shows with people that that you're really big fans of.
Yeah.
I mean, the other day we opened up for Death Cab, and that was huge for us. But even more so, we're good friends with the guys from Ex Ambassadors, and like, you know, listen to their album, and I'm a fan of it. You know.
Yeah, and like Andy
So
Grammer
much
as
to
well.
do.
Like
Andy
we were good
Grammer.
friends with him, and they were actually figuring out how to sing the national anthem together one day when they were just hanging out.
He's a great guy.
So it's just
It's
like,
nice to have friends and the, you know, actual friends that you play music with, and you can call them if you ever need something, or you just want to, I don't know, you know, because it's different, because you work with these people all day long. It's like you only share the road with, you know, however many people right here. So it's nice to be able to go back home, hang out with your friends, and discuss work drama.
I got a question for you guys now. Do any of those Coke cans say go big or go home?
Oh, you gotta check.
You gotta check.
I haven't seen one in real life. People keep texting them to me all the time, and I haven't seen one. If you don't know, one of our lyrics, "Go Big or Go Home," was featured on a Coke can.
we'll find one. We'll find one.
This is one of the first songs that we wrote for the album. It's a song called "Cry." Don't feel the same. Last year flew by, goodbye to the vampires. What we thought were the best times, nights out with the people I love. Now I'm lost in the neighborhood.
it Friday? It's Friday.
Happy Friday?
You know how I know that?
How do you know that?
I saw a meme. It's Friday.
Man, tried to get me to do something for like a week straight, and I said, dude, I'm not going to respond to emails or texts. The only way I'm going to do it is if you make a meme to remind me to do it. And he did, and you know what? Lo and behold, I did it. It's true.
It's really sad that's where we are in life.
I think it's wonderful. What a time to be alive. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you guys for all your support. We really appreciate it. We have one more song. You guys know what the song's called Best Day of My Life.
I feel it in my soul. The stars were burning so bright. The sun was out till midnight. I say we lose control. Control.
That sounds wonderful. That'll be even more.
Yeah.
Thanks.